So I'm going to present 6 conspiracy games or events that happened to the Raiders. And I want you to pick what you believe is the number one worst conspiracy game. Okay? But let's look at the NFL conspiracy games according to Pro Football Talk. The top NFL conspiracy theories in games are, or that involve the NFL, is that Jimmy Hoffa, the union leader, is buried under the Meadowlands. This is Chris Sims' conspiracy theories picks for the NFL. Then he's got the Raiders, the Super Bowl 37, Bill Callahan sabotage. That's right, I made a video on this channel. Check it out. It's called Super Bowl Sabotage. I made a documentary video when I had a better working computer, and I presented the options and the facts that proved it was sabotage by Bill Callahan on behalf of John Gruden, who hated the Raiders at the time. Then the Super Bowl, whatever the number is, Seattle passed the ball to get Wilson the MVP. I believe that's the Marshawn Lynch game, where they should have ran the ball. Everybody knows they should have run it. I was with like 10 people watching it in my garage on my projector, and we were all like, Marshawn Beast Mode gonna get the ball. But they didn't want Marshawn Lynch, the outspoken Marshawn Lynch, to be MVP of the Super Bowl. So they passed the ball with Russell Wilson so he could be the MVP and speak for the team and win the game. Wow. We were screaming. That was a crazy day. That was fun, crazy, and ridiculous. Then Mike Florio's top NFL conspiracy theories are Super Bowl, the blackout, the 49ers and whoever else they faced when they were losing by like 20, 30 points or whatever it was, and then they blacked out the stadium for like 26 minutes or whatever it was, and then the team came back and won the Super Bowl. Like, come on. Come on. How does that happen? Then Super Bowl, the Spygate. That's right, Tom Brady and the Spygate. Super Bowl 36, the one that Raiders should have been in. They should have been in that one. We all know what happened. Then the 2000 NFC Championship, Viking signals were stolen. I got to look into that game. I don't remember that game off my top of my dome. All right, but let's get into the worst Raider conspiracies, and I want you guys to vote. Okay, we're going to have numbers 1 through 6. And let me know your worst Raiders conspiracy. Vote in the chat room and down below. Let's get into it. All right. And in no particular order. Or are they? Probably not. But the worst conspiracy Raider game out of 7 is the Super Bowl sabotage. Super Bowl 37. What really happened? Who held the playbook? Sabotage? That's right. That's the thumbnail for my video on this channel. Look it up. Find it. Watch it. It ain't the best quality, but it's good. Find it. Even write that term, a Raider Revisit, and you'll find it on another channel that I run with Raider history. So, is this the worst conspiracy game? Vote for it in the chat room. And I'll let you know mine at the end of these. Then the number 2 possibly worst conspiracy game is the Tuck Rule. The Tuck Rule game. We all know what happened. It was a fumble. They even admitted it. And the referees pulled a rule out of the rule book that hasn't been used for 30 years prior. Then, a year and a half later, they get rid of the rule officially from the playbook. Then there's video footage of the referee talking to the league upstairs or downstairs or wherever, and then he literally says, and I've had a lip seeker look at it, He goes, really? You want me to do that? Really? I mean, that's what the Limp Shinker said they were saying. That's the number 2 possible worst Raider game. I want your votes below. Then the number 3 possibly worst Raider conspiracy game is the Immaculate Deception. Or they call it the Immaculate Reception. From 12/23/1972, where the Steelers lost 13-7. Where they just recently have announced that they literally have more footage of that event. Where he picks up the ball, does it hit the ground, does it not hit the ground, does it hit the helmet, does it not hit the helmet, then it hits the ground, I don't know. But when you watch the video footage, the official video footage that was released to the media in the highlights, there is 100% proof, and I have a video of an expert, a film expert, saying the footage was cut off when they were live streaming the game because the television ratios only go to a certain percentage of like 4.3 and stuff like that, like 600 by 400 back in the days. But the film actually captures more of the field and the play. So on the NFL films and the actual live stream, there is footage of the ball toward or hitting the ground in slow motion. But since it was edited for the TV screens in the live stream, and NFL stream films wanted that moment to be as popular as it was, they never released the original film, the tape, the footage, the streaming broadcast, so we never got the answer. But then there's the situation, did it hit the helmet? Was it legal? Was it not legal? It's an interesting situation. But there it is. That's the 3rd possible worst conspiracy. Leave your votes below. Greg Lear saying it hit the ground. Pirate 1975 saying the tuck rule is the number 1 because that was going to the Super Bowl. That's his vote already. Now, this is one in recent lores that I made when I had my other Raider channel. I made a ton of videos about this. I went into detail. I hope I can find those videos. I got to re-air them again. But Mikey Raider was going off. I mean, the folded sabotage with the index card is ridiculous. You could even see it by that footage. On December 17th, 2017, for a possible wild card playoff berth that was on the line at that time to get a first down, to keep the chains moving, to stop, to keep the clock moving, to win the game. I believe it was versus the Steelers. Kind of forgot. We had this idiot referee who retired the next year, wanted to get on TV, wanted to make a statement because all eyes on him at that moment, pulled out the index card, and the way they placed the change was incorrect. They placed the change, the first down marker, they bent it back. Look at it from the picture, it's actually at an angle. They bent it back so it would be further from the ball where they placed it. Then, just to prove to the media watching and to make a name for himself, he pulls out an index card and folds it, trying to give it more depth to even prove that it doesn't touch the pole. Oh, there's a sliver of grass. Look at the picture. There's a sliver of grass. And it's folded. It's got more leverage. Well, watch the footage like a conspiracy theorist, and you're going to see some clues on what they did. They set the pole and the ball, and it looks like it's hitting. Then the referee, the main referee, I forgot his name, I don't even want to mention it. He does broadcasting for the XFL, the whatever now, and he retired and he's all popular and he does Fox broadcast, NBC broadcast, whatever, making a bunch of money off of this event since he made a name for himself. the head of refereeing. There's footage where after they place the ball and the pole, technically when the camera's about to zoom in, it looks like it's right there. And they got a first down to get the clock going. Then he walks up and he runs up. Then he talks to the guy with the pole. He says something. And the guy with the pole goes, and he backs up. He frickin' backs up. And then the referee looks, stands up, all eyes on me. Yeah, there you go. There's proof. It's not even hitting. Not even hitting. Then they call it, fourth down, or it was fourth down when we went for it. Sorry, it was fourth down. We could have got a first down. Then he looks up to the camera and does that frickin' smirk. That frickin' asshole smirk. I just want to punch you in your damn face. It happens. Shit happens. I just happen to have a folded index card available. I just happened to talk to the guy holding the pole and told him to move it back a little bit. It happens. It was toward the end of the game. It's a primetime game. Everybody's watching. I can make a name for myself. I'm going to retire in a year. All right. Is that possibly the worst conspiracy game? Now we got number 5 of the possible worst conspiracy game. Pirate 1975 said the main point is we need to stop letting games come down to bullshit and we win by 2 touchdowns or more. Yeah, you're exactly right, Pirate. I get you. You're exactly right. I love you, Pirate. That's the way to think about it. But you know what? The Raiders, this is in our history. The NFL versus the Raiders, the referees versus the Raiders. It is what it is. It is what it is. But again, when we do have those games that are close, why do these conspiracies happen? Why? I got you, Pirate, but we can't win every game like that. There's going to be some close games. And why is all of this against us? Because we Pirates. Then the number 5 game is in that 2017 year as well. In week 3 with all the, kneeling for the national anthem, all the racism talk against America, all that woke stuff kind of started. And man, that was a tough time for everybody. And then I call the number 5 possible worst conspiracy game is what actually happened. There was rumors that Derek Carr didn't kneel. And look, he has security guards next to him, standing in front of him. He's not even with the team, and they're all holding hands. And there was rumors that they got in a fight in the locker room, that Derek Carr said he'll never kneel for anybody but God, or something like that, or especially during the national anthem, he won't kneel. And then maybe the black players got mad at him, and then we lost that game, and he got sacked probably 15 times, almost got injured. There was rumors by some radio artist's wife that said that the team gave up on Derek Carr and didn't believe in him anymore, and he lost the team. The same thing with our coach, Jack Del Rio, as both the white players or the white coach was not standing up for the black players on the team. So all the black offensive linemen got revenge against Derek Carr and let him get almost injured and sacked, and it was a mess. It was a freaking mess. My goodness, all eyes were on the Raiders that week and during that time, and it's called the National Primetime Race Line Car Crash. What really happened? Did Derek Carr tell the team he only kneels for God, that he doesn't support the black players, or I don't know what happened, but they were looking to him as a leader. But there were security guards around Derek Carr the entire game. He didn't stand with even some of the wide receivers. or any of the other players on the sidelines. He just kept praying during the whole game. He kept praying. Jack Del Rio had security guards on the sidelines, and he wasn't even talking to players during that game. Maybe the black players he wasn't talking to. I don't have the whole sideline footage, but man, that game, I still want to know what happened. I know a couple of years later, one of the offensive linemen said that no, none of that happened, and they would never willingly try to injure, Derek Carr or by letting him get sacked. But there's a lot of plays where it looks like they just don't try hard enough. Hey, and I got the spotlight on me. Look, I got the spotlight. Got the spotlight on me. Let's play some football. Make it rated wider than normal. All right, that's the number 5 possible conspiracy game. Now, it's not a game, but this is actually a conspiracy against the Raiders at the time. It's the John Gruden leaked emails from a couple of years ago. I mean, this is a travesty. They came after the Raiders with all the racial stuff in that Derek Carr game. Then after John Gruden, and you all know the situation, but the Raiders were winning and playing much better in his 3rd year. And we were starting to build a team and a chemistry. And we even made the playoffs that year, without him. But there was a conspiracy done by the NFL to leak these emails and make him look worse than normal. Wow, I look like I got like white on my eyes. That is so crazy. Now I look like I got on my cheek. Yeah. So that's number 6, guys. So please let me know your ultimate conspiracy game. Please let me know your ultimate conspiracy game. And we already heard from somebody else, not game, but like event for the Raiders. We've been a dumpster fire for so long. I'm actually looking forward to the season. We finally have a good coach with a mindset. Thank you. But my biggest conspiracy, it's actually in the order that I showed all of them.